Come.
Immediately no. Immediately no. I just want to let you know, don't let this be your canon event. Any man that's willing to embarrass you at any point in the relationship will just continue to do so. So don't let this be you, period.
I just hope her makeup is waterproofed, because I really don't get this type of prank on your wedding day to your bride, the most precious thing ever. I don't know how their relationship is, but putting it now on the internet and making people to put their opinion about you guys' relationship, we're gonna talk about it, and that is what this video is all about. Hey beautiful people, hey gorgeous people, how are you all doing today? Today's video, I stumbled on a particular video on TikTok that everybody's talking, and people are like, no. Of recent on TikTok, if you're really on TikTok, when you check some videos about marriage and all, especially wedding day, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of pranks that have been going on. One was the groom had to smash cake all over his bride's face. The other one, he was pushing his bride away. But this particular one, they were walking and he pushed her into the pool, like with her full wedding dress into the pool. And this got a lot of people talking, like, what kind of a man does that? If you really like your wife, even if you want to prank her, why will you prank her on her wedding day? My own is, hope that her makeup has waterproof, because as a bride, when you're doing your makeup, you know that that day is a special makeup day. In fact, it's part of the world that I am. Makeup artists charge you way because you're a bride. So I'm going to ruin it during my wedding day and jump inside the pool. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to show you guys the video, then I'll come back and talk about it.
Come.
So I'm going to go ahead and show you all stitches from everyone. People got a lot of things talking and interesting stitches, and I really want to hear your opinion. Do you think this particular prank makes sense? Because at the end of the day, he came and said it's prank or something. Do you think this particular prank makes sense on your wedding day, or even makes sense at all on a normal day in a relationship? Let me know down in the comment section, because everybody needs to talk about it. They already brought it out for us on the internet, and we have to talk about it and express ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to share stitches with you all to watch it. I'll come back and say my own opinion.
Come.
Of all the days to decide you want to prank her wedding day. With her wedding dress on, all the friends, family there, you decide to pull a prank on your wedding day. The thing about it is, I keep seeing videos like this where grooms are humiliating their new wives on their wedding day. I remember seeing a video recently where it was this woman and they were about to like do the whole like cake thing, feeding the other person cake. And the wife was like, please don't smash it in my face. Like,
No, shove it.
and she's like upset. People spend money. They actually pay people to do their makeup on their wedding day. Like, it's who wants cake in your nose or in your hair in the photos at a wedding? Like, it's not funny. And if you guys remember recently, a couple went viral with this man absolutely humiliating his new bride in his vows.
I was and always will be one of the easiest people to please. Only two things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty. Though you're amazing at half of it, we really need to get you some cooking lessons.
What is it with some of these men deciding that their wedding day is the day they want to humiliate their new bride. I feel like there's a part of them that resents the fact that they had to marry you. They didn't want to lose you. They didn't want you to leave. They knew that it would be over, that you gave them a time frame or something. I feel like their way of getting back at you for making them dress up and making them do this thing is for them to try to humiliate you on that day. I could be tripping, but stuff like this is not cute. You are too old to think stuff like this is funny. Not on the wedding.
No, because dear future husband, if you try anything like this on our wedding day, I'm leaving. Period. Game over. Party done. Everybody go home. Marriage annulled immediately. This, amongst the many videos I've seen of grooms smashing cakes in their brides' faces, is really disheartening. And it's one thing, you know, if couples have that fun-loving, like jokey style relationship and y'all consent to that happening beforehand, great. But in most of these videos, the wives did not look like they were in on the joke. Grooms, if you don't know that your bride would be extremely upset with you for pulling something like that, then you don't know her enough. You shouldn't be getting married. If you know and you don't care, you also shouldn't be getting married. You should be going to therapy. This reminds me of that video where this guy was talking about how men will be sexually attracted to women, but they don't actually like them. And this is how that makes me feel. Because why are you getting mad? That's supposed to be your person, your best friend, and you are perfectly fine with publicly humiliating them on a day that is supposed to be about the two of y'all equally. Let's not talk about the fact that some of y'all will be in the comments just saying, oh, it's just cake, as if she didn't just maybe you dropped thousands of dollars doing hair, makeup on a dress that is now all potentially ruined, and she's gonna have to walk around sticky for the rest of the night. Come on. Yes, maybe you didn't physically assault her, but come on. Emotionally, absolutely not. Some of y'all wouldn't even disrespect your homeboys like that, but you'll do it to your wives. What is that? What is that?
There are truly not many more ways he could have made it clearer that they're in fact not in this together. I would get an annulment so quickly. So quickly.
We're all divorcing our husbands if they do this, right?
Men, what are you doing? Why are you humiliating your new wife on your wedding day? Come on. I think this is almost worse than shoving cake in her face. Here's what we're gonna do, ladies. If any man tries to show that he's gonna disrespect you like this, or the dude who had those terrible vows about emptying his balls, we are throwing them in the trash. We deserve men who love us and care for us and would never think to do anything like that ever to us on the wedding day or not. Let me know in the comments if you would put up with something like this on your wedding day.
Of all the days to decide you want to prank her wedding day.
All right, I'm trying to make this a short video, but I can't seem to fit it in another 5 minutes, so bear with me. I want you to go back and watch the other videos that I've stitched, but essentially this is what it is. Why is it okay to prank, or in my case, embarrass your now partner on your wedding day? Of all days in your entire life, why would you choose that day? The person I'm stitching basically shows videos of brides getting cake shoved in their face when they clearly are so ticked off. It's not what they wanted. Like, it has put a damper on their entire wedding day. One of the videos which really ticked me off was the groom literally looked like he chased his bride down into a corner of the room and pinned her down to, like, he literally had a hold on her to shove cake on her face. Why is that okay? Why, of all days in your entire relationship, did you choose this day to ruin her hair and makeup? Women look forward to their wedding day almost their entire life. We spend hours, hundreds of dollars on hair and makeup, while you get to wake up, go shoot pool with the boys, whatever you want to do, spend maybe 2 hours getting ready, probably go get a haircut on the day of the wedding because, you know, you didn't think of that before. But women, we've planned the entire day down to the T, trying to make sure it's perfect for me, us, you, your parents, our parents, like
trying to please everybody, and you go shove cake in our face and ruin $200 to $500 worth of hair and makeup. Why is that okay? Brides, grooms, I'm speaking to everybody because I know it can happen to grooms too. If your partner shows you who they are on your wedding day, leave. Don't sign that marriage certificate. Run while you can, because that's God's sign to say this is not meant for you. I say this from experience. If they don't show up for you, or if they embarrass you or prank you on one of the most important days of your life, knowing that that prank that they're doing is something you would not have wanted done on the most important day of your life, what are they going to do on an ordinary day? How are they not going to show up for you on the everyday life? Because wedding days, they're only one day of an entire relationship. There are more ordinary days in a relationship than there are important ones. Why would they choose that day to do something that they know is going to ruin your day? If they show you who they are on your wedding day, take that as your sign. Don't sign that marriage certificate. Even if you did, take the grace period and don't turn it in, because then you're not legally married. And I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for that. I don't think anyone's ever going to see this video. I'm going to share something on the internet I never thought I would. The reason why I'm qualified to make that judgment of don't turn in the marriage license or do a 180 in the parking lot and run when he shows you who he is. I got married in 2019. I'm now divorced. 6 months prior to our wedding, we had agreed with the preacher who I had come from Atlanta, Georgia to Destin, Florida. He is a man that I look to like a father figure. He was my bridesmaid's dad. We talked to him. We wanted to do our own special vows. I think personal vows is sweet. It's better than the cookie cutter vows that everyone says. If that's what you like, so be it. I wanted something personal. I planned this entire wedding out to a T. Best I could. There are 3 main things that are burned into my brain for my wedding day. And 3 days ago would have been our 4-year anniversary. I'm divorced now. All week I'm panicking about my vows. We get to the altar. The preacher is talking about, they'd like to say their own vows. We kind of didn't know who to go first. So I was like, oh, you go, men go first. He's like, no, I want you to go first. This man looked at me and said, I want you to go first. I said, I'm not going to argue with you at the altar of our wedding. I went first. I said my vows. I'm not good at public speaking. I was worried that they didn't convey, that they were going to convey what I wanted to and the promises I was making him. Because to me, I was never going to get divorced. This was the one and only marriage I was going to be in. Till death do us part. I finished my vows. The preacher says, all right, it's your turn. This man that's supposed to love, honor, cherish, support me, care for me, looks at me and says, I don't have my vows, but I love you. I'm sorry, you love me? And you couldn't write something other than I love you? You didn't even have to write that down in the book I gave you. If you loved me, you would have taken the time to say, hey, I don't have my vows. Can we do this at home? Something. The next thing, that's the first thing. Next thing I remember, his brother, who I looked up to as a big brother. I remember seeing him at the corner of my eye, leaning out of the line of groomsmen and saying, are you fucking kidding me? Next thing I remember, and I don't fault the preacher for this, he was trying to lighten the mood, and he said something about marriage counseling at the altar of my wedding. That's the 3 things that are burned into my memory for the rest of my life. 4 years later, I still think about that every single day. If that man loved me, he would have showed up for me. A year later, it was our 1-year anniversary. My aunt had talked to him about, Sam would like to hear her vows, like she's been wanting them, she deserves them, and he said, my ex-husband said he had something planned, and he basically alluded to the fact that he was going to finally give me my vows, that he owed me. I mean, you said you were going to have them. He never did. I was married for 20 months. If I knew then what I know now, I would have never turned in those marriage licenses. That him showing up with no vows to our altar, the altar of our wedding, was him showing me his true colors. That was, now looking back, I can see that was God telling me, leave. Save yourself the heartache if he's not going to show up for you on your wedding day, he's not going to show up for you on the ordinary days of your life in your marriage. He's not going to do it. That's how I know I'm qualified to have an opinion on this whole ordeal. Quick story. Years ago, there was a post on Facebook of this bride and groom jumping off into a pool. She is elated. You can see the excitement on her face to have this, like, this day is just everything she's wanted. He looked the exact same. The essay part was from his point of view, and the groom mentioned how the bride wanted this shot. Her first wedding was kind of a crapshoot. She didn't get the wedding she wanted. Her marriage wasn't what she wanted. But they met. They're happily in love. Obviously, they're getting married. And he said, I don't want to get soaking wet on my wedding day. You think I wanted to jump in a pool at my reception? It's not what I wanted. But my bride wanted it. My bride wanted this photo, and I knew it was important to her, so I did it anyways. What happened to that mentality? And you can tell just by the way he said it, she has done stuff for him that she didn't want to. When did we stop being selfless in a marriage? When did we stop thinking about the other person instead of just thinking about ourselves first? What makes you think on your wedding day it is okay to embarrass your partner, male, female, it doesn't matter? Why is that okay? Again, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this if anyone ever sees this video. Brides, grooms, it don't matter. If your partner on the most important day of your lives at that moment, up till that moment, shows you who they truly are, and it's not the person that they have shown you up until then, it's kind of like a 180 of who they've shown you to be. Seriously, consider that whole grace period you have to turn in your marriage license. I think it's like 2 weeks to 30 days. You might want to look into it for your state. But if they truly show you who they are on your wedding day, and it's not who they've made you believe they are, save yourself the heartache, take the lesson learned, save yourself the money, and walk away before you spend the rest of your life or an extended period of time in a marriage with someone who's not going to show up for you or who's not going to care about your feelings. So, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I try to make this shorter, but I just can't. So,
I personally find that very offensive. If that will have happened to me, regardless of the kind of relationship me and my partner have, and happened to me on that particular day, unless we already plan it, like, oh, it's gonna be like it's something cute, which is not. Unless we already planned it, I will just decide that, okay, let's do it. Probably I'm not mentally okay, because I don't think someone that is okay will plan something like that. But let's assume I'm not okay. I plan it with my partner, then it's fine. But if it's not planned, I was not expecting it, and it just happened, I'm going to get pissed, very, very pissed and irritated and very angry that I will never forget that particular moment in my entire life, because you actually ruined that day for me. You ruined my dress, you ruined my makeup. What if I don't have a change of clothes? What if my makeup artists are gone? How am I going to look good at the end of the day? What if I've not taken enough pictures that I want for that day and you threw me in the pool? What if I can't swim? What if I drown? Like, a lot of things was just running to my head when I saw the video, because I really don't get why men does that. But then, if it was planned, definitely both of them needs to get checked, especially the woman and the man as well. You need to get checked, because that is not a normal way to actually make your day look good. But everybody has. But if it's not planned, I think that I'm going to start giving that guy side eye, because anything can happen at any time of the marriage, and I have to be like heads up and wait for and just expect the unexpected for him to do something like that on a big day. On a big day. And the look on her face, you can tell that she wasn't feeling it. But of course, women will always come and try to side their partner and be like, oh no, we're just playing, it was just a joke, it's so hilarious. But is it really hilarious, or is just like that? Because I see that as very humiliating in front of your friends and family. If it was both of you that jumped in the water, you guys are playing, probably you love the pool, or maybe probably that's how you guys met, in the pool, and you just want to be like, oh, you know, but just you, I don't know. To me, I don't find that very cute. And if she was aware of the prank, or maybe, yeah, if she was aware of the prank, she needs to get checked. And if she's not aware, she needs to like shine her eye during the wedding. And people are like, she should go divorce and all of that. But it's all left to her. It's her decision and all of that. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section concerning this particular particular video and conversation on TikTok. Alright, my name is Maria Davis, as I said earlier, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And of course, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.